Alright guys, welcome back to another update. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to my members, shout out to my subscribers. Thank you guys for locking in with your boy. Man, oh man. But yeah, man, as I was telling y'all from the last video, Peru, the coward, has joined forces with Mr. Cocaine Bear. Ain't that something? Ain't that ironic, guys? Talk to me. Help me understand this. Alright, well, let's just see how this thing unfolds. We ain't gonna cry about it too much. Just thought that was kind of weird. Any questions, any concerns, by all means leave it in the comments. If you're not really familiar with what's going on, that's okay. All you gotta do is go back to part 1, work your way back down. It'll all make sense to you, so you'll be able to follow this map real easy, and it'll be something that you can learn from. But if you don't know what's going on, it's kind of hard to learn from it. So by all means, take your time. Videos, and I put them in chronological order. Took the time to put them in chronological order so that you can go back and watch it, and it all makes sense and have some kind of, sense to it, almost like a movie. Watch it. Hey, treat it like a Netflix. Treat it like a Netflix movie. Chill, relax, and just run through that thing. But yeah, guys, we winding it on down. Would love to see if I can try to still snatch Australia. That's what I'm looking at now. But with Peru and Cocaine Bear joining forces, there's no pressure for him in no other area on the map, and that really was my concern with that. See, if those two coalitions was to go to war, that would take the attention off of me a little bit. But because they decided to join forces, now Peru can send all his forces in my direction, versus having to protect his provinces, his homeland, and all those other things that he would need those troops for. He can now send them to me. And I just think that that's where, that was kind of weak. You know what I mean? I think that's really weak. What y'all think about that? I'm trying to send some reinforcements down to Australia because I realized that's where it counts. I was able to get all those submarines out of there, so now I can mobilize as fast as I can. But taking Australia has not been an easy task at all. Any questions, any concerns, leave it in the comments. out there. Almost got Oregon off of Australia, but it took a lot of manpower and a lot of energy to get that done. You know what I find interesting? Can I pause this for a second? Well, no, I don't have to even pause it. But you know what I find interesting once again, though? Tell me if you recognize a familiar theme about when I play this game sometime. I want you guys to keep this in mind. Because I don't mind, but I want you guys to keep this in mind. That's how I know there's something going on. How is it I'm not even remotely capable of winning this game? I have 94 points. I'm probably like in 10th place or whatever. But don't you guys find it strange that it's literally me against the entire map and I ain't got... Once again, why is the whole map against me? From my old former coalition member, North Siberia, to both coalitions on both sides. It's red all over the map. Why? Now, ain't that kind of odd? What y'all think about that? I think it's because you have so many alliances, and I think this thing is wolf packing, in my opinion, that come on these games and they're not really playing with integrity. That's my opinion. And so that's the part of the game that I had to learn, and I'm going to adjust the way I play in accordance to knowing that, okay, we got a lot of alliance members. And part of alliance you got to keep is a word in there, is in the middle of that. And it's not the root word, but lie. Because these are some lying jokers. Yes, they are. Because you have to be a liar to join somebody and be a part of somebody's team. Yet the whole time your allegiance is to an alliance. That's what's I think is dishonest, and I think that's borderline cheating. I think so. Just find out to be kind of interesting. All right, so now we in Peru. We're back at it down here, trying to get him out of here. But he's putting up a very good resistance, guys. I gotta give Peru some credit. Even though I think he's a coward for joining forces with another coalition. I mean, that's kind of weak. But then you have to ask yourself also, why would both coalitions break up like that just for those guys to join forces and all these other guys just go AI? Like, that's kind of strange. Don't y'all think? If you got two strong coalitions, why don't those two coalitions still become um, a coalition? Because to be a strong coalition at this point in the game, you did a lot of work. You had to do a lot of work, teamwork. Why would they just stop all of a sudden, break up, and then the two who I have the most issues with join forces and make a new coalition? That's kind of strange. And everybody else goes AI. Come on, man. I'm gonna help you guys understand what's going on in this game. And it's okay, because you have to be ready for all different type of strategies on this game. And that's where I'm gonna sharpen my sword. But we're gonna be aware of it still, though. We're gonna look into it and we're gonna address it. All right. So y'all stay tuned. We're coming right back at you. We're gonna close this thing on out.